Well, good evening again to everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. This is our applicant support question and answers pretty much. So Q&A, we're here, we're live, we're recording, and we're ready to get going. So I'm gonna, as I shared with you just a few seconds ago, I will call your name. And when I call your name, be ready. Be ready to fire off your question so we can get them answered. Please, 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 ma'ams, I ask that you hold them to one question at a time. And if we can get through them really quickly, I'll come back around. And keep in mind, if you can't, if you can't get off mute or something, go ahead and type a message in that chat bar, and Tiana will join. She'll answer your question. Tell you a little bit about me so you don't feel like you're talking to a stranger, and I give Tiana the opportunity to introduce herself as well. My name is Latrina Artist. I think I have the best job in the whole wide world because I get a chance to talk to the best people in the whole wide world. That's you. But just a little bit about me. I was a Rankin Scholar. So I promise you, I know firsthand what it's like to be applying. I applied for every scholarship, every scholar grant that I could find. And I'm going to beg of you to do the same, because that just makes it less that you'll have to pay back if you're taking out loans. Makes sense? Now, ours is a unique one because you don't have to pay this one back. Okay. So I'm excited that you're here, because that says to me you're kind of there and get and understand why the importance of, completing an application and hopefully getting one. But again, here, whatever you can throw at me today, I promise you, I probably lived through it, been through it. I'm just on the other side of it now, but that's because I made my education a priority. And I'm grateful now to serve as the director of the foundation. I've been here now, I'm going into my 11th year. But again, I promise you, it hasn't been peaches and creams. However, I just made a decision to make education a priority, and scholarships was one of the ways for me to be able to get there. So I'm going to hand it over to Tiana, let her introduce herself, and we'll jump right in.
Great. Hello, everybody. My name is Tiana. I am the Tribal Scholar Support Specialist. I am from Flagstaff, Arizona, so it is a little bit earlier for me than it is for Latrina. I am super excited just to answer some of your questions that you have and just to review your applications as they come in. Besides that, that is me. We already have a question in the chat from Antoine. Anthony?
Okay, let's see. My transcript isn't at my tribal college yet, as this week is our finals. Soon as I get them, can I submit them so I can continue the application? Absolutely. Is it Anthony? I'll jack up a name, but you know you are because you just put it in there. I would suggest that you wait. If you have uploaded a transcript already, I would ask that you can delete it as long as you haven't submitted, correct? Have you submitted your application?
And if you did submit, that's okay. Just send me a message through submittable, and I can reopen it for you. I've had to do it a couple times already.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was talking away here. There's two different mics on here and I'm not used to Zoom. But yeah, I did submit one. But I wasn't satisfied with how it looked. But I wanted to get it in there anyway because me being a new student here at the tribal college here. And but our finals are this week, and they said the grades will be posted, Monday. And they're pretty good. They're going to be showing good on that, but as of they're not official transcripts is what they were telling me. So, but they did give me one that I have like that is current, but it had ugly grades on there that I didn't want to really be seen yet. You know what I mean? So I did submit it though, just because I wanted to have it in there just to as not incomplete. And I was gonna. That's why I'm glad I got this email earlier to join so I could ask this question.
And so, again, if you've submitted, you just need to reach out. Tiana, can you check and see if there's a submitted application? and we can talk with you directly to see if
Okay.
that's the case. So be on the lookout for your chat with Tiana, and she can check into that for you. Thanks for that question. I will say that if you know, just like it was just mentioned here, if you're going to have a nicer transcript, grade wise, you don't have to be in a rush to submit now. And I'm actually, this is the probably the only time I will hear you. You will hear me say, don't be in a rush to submit because you just want to make sure everything is good on your application. It's clear, it's complete. I will beg of you yet again, I've already begged 3 times and we're just 15 minutes in. Please let somebody look over your application before you hit that submit button, because that'll give another set of eyes. You maybe get 2 people, that somebody that knows you that can actually say, hey, you mentioned this, but what does that mean? Whatever you're writing, you want to make sure it's complete. You want to make sure it's clear. And somebody who knows you can help make sure that that's happening. Okay. Eleonora, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do you have a question for us this evening?
No, not right now, but so do I just go into the link for what is it, Jeanette Rankin's Foundation for
To apply?
Yeah.
Okay, Tiana can drop that in there. So for those who have not applied, let me do this. I'm going to go to the screen really fast and I'm going to share my screen with you. So that way you can, I'm going to walk you through because I want to let you see how easy it is. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. So once you go, Tiana's going to drop the link. You go to rankinfoundation.org and you come up here to this top where it says Scholar Grants. Where do you live at, Eleanor?
I live in Farmington, New Mexico.
New Mexico. So that well, are you attending a tribal college?
No, it's not a tribal college right now. It's just a 2-year college.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
San Juan?
Yeah.
Nice. My mom went there.
Oh, there, connection.
I let me tell you my little story, okay?
Eleanor, we
No.
can't listen.
Okay.
Look, and the only reason I say I don't want you to tell the story because everybody will get in that rhythm. And I want to make sure I get the questions answered. So please don't take any offense by me stopping you there. I just want to make sure that I can get your question answered. And I want to make sure I'm pointing you in the right direction. If time permits, I would love to hear your story once I get around to everybody's questions. Okay. So hold on to that. Hold on to that because it may be able to help somebody on the call. So you would click on national. That would be where you would go. Step number 1, Eleanor, is to complete this survey. It takes you 30 seconds to do it, okay? So that's step number 1. Once you do step number 1, step number 2 is to get over to the application. I will say that once you get over there that you do have to create an account. Real simple, email address and create a password and you're into there and get going. Like get going tonight, if at all possible, because you can do that survey and create your account in less than a minute. Okay. So the main thing is to get you going and get your application started. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Tiana dropped the link in the chat for you to go over there. Francia, you still good? You don't have any questions? I know you noted earlier that you didn't.
Thank you for calling Southwest Airlines. Lena speaking. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Southwest, can you get my refund?
Hello, Brittany. How are you today?
Go ahead, Francia. Okay, and if you don't have a question, that's okay. I know you said earlier, but sometimes as we start talking, something will pop up. If you do, I'll circle back around to you. Toya, do you have a question for us tonight?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. Fire away.
Okay, I was filling out the application and it got to a point where it asked for like the school number, I guess the numbers that correlated with whatever school I was in. I should have wrote it down. I do apologize that I did not, but I was getting confused because I'm like, well, what numbers are they talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it maybe the one that's coming to mind is the cost of attendance for 2 semesters? I don't
No,
know.
that's what it was, something about a number. And I don't know, it's an EI something, like it's 3 letters, and I guess it was supposed to be a number that I guess, like I said, correlated with the school. I don't know if it's an
That's
identification number.
Is it a school code, like the one that you would put in for FAFSA?
I'm not, I honestly don't, it could be, man, but I was like, I don't know it.
but we don't ask that question. So that's why I'm wondering if maybe you're confusing us with FAFSA or something else
No.
that would
I
ask.
was filling out the application. So when I go back to fill it out, can I email somebody in?
You can. You can. So if you go in there, please, because that would be something we really want to see because we don't ask for a school code. The only thing we ask when it gets down to your school is the name, your degree, major. If you're in the if you're doing like your past educational history, we just kind of ask for dates. But Tiana, are you looking in there now? We don't ask for like a EIN or a school code number.
Oh,
So
but I
yeah,
must be getting
definitely. Toya,
something.
can you get in there? Can you get in there now and see if you can find it and we can hopefully help you get past that tonight. So I
I
don't want
would
you to have to go
I
back
don't
and
even know how to
email
do it.
them.
I'm not computer savvy, so if I go into
Okay.
something else, I'll probably log out of what I'm doing now.
Okay.
I do apologize.
Understood.
So
Oh no, no, no
is
need
there
to
is
apologize.
there
I get
somebody
it.
that I can email? Is there someone's email address that I can contact them?
Yes, Tiana is going to put the info, any questions that you have, and this is
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. info@rankinfoundation.org is our email to use to contact us, okay? So if you've got questions we're here every Wednesday, with exception to if it falls on a holiday. We're here
Okay.
every Wednesday up until February I think the 5th. I'll have to confirm that date, so don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
But however, if you don't want to wait until next Wednesday to have your questions answered, please
Right.
copy this email address down so that you can send us over your questions and we'll get right back to you. And again, what you want to do though, Toya, is make sure it's clear that we know exactly where to look.
That's why I
Or
said
what
I'm gonna
you're
go through it again and I'm gonna write down exactly what I was.
okay.
I do apologize that I did, and I just stopped and I was like, oh, I don't know, and I forgot about it. Then I received the email from
Yeah.
you, so I'm like, I'll try it again. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Oh, you're welcome. And no apologies needed. You're here to get the information that you need. And if nothing else, you've gotten the email address so we can help you continue to move forward. So that's winning for us.
Yeah,
So
thank
again,
you so
thank you for
much.
jumping on. You're welcome. Okay, Natasha, do you have a question for us?
Well, my earlier question was about the financial thing, which you answered, so thank you. But I did have a second, well, I guess I have a lot of questions, but the main one is when I was asking people for a letter of a reference,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, okay, what are the guidelines? Like, what do I need to put in there? So I was
Okay.
like, I don't know, it just says a letter of reference. Um,
So they don't need their questions that we asked. Tiana just dropped the questions in the chat.
okay.
So please, I'm begging again. There she go begging. Somebody find an emoji for begging. I don't know if there is one. Just give me whatever your best one you come up with so I can laugh. Um, Natasha and everybody on this call, please look at these questions. Describe the applicant's academic or career goals. That's question 1 that they would have to respond to. Describe the progress the applicant is making toward these goals. I like that emoji, Natasha. What is the applicant's potential for success in her chosen field? Why is this student a good candidate for the Jeanette Rankin Foundation Scholar Grant? Whoever you are looking to ask to complete a letter of reference for you, they need to be somebody that could answer those 4 questions. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So you could copy these questions down, send them over to them. Now, this is where you're in a good standing because if you need to talk them through these points, you can do just that. This is where we say, share your resume. This is where I'm going to beg yet again. Oh yes, praying hands. Please ask somebody that knows you. Don't just ask a professor because you like them or they like you. Do they know you? Can they speak about you around these questions? And Tiana put in the chat, you can ask anybody, anybody can complete a letter of rec. Now, I say this and I laugh about it, but you can ask Mima. But if Mima, now Toya said, I'm using Toya because this is what she said. She said she couldn't click over there. She'll probably log herself out. If you want to ask Mima, and if Mima can't click somewhere and upload a letter on your behalf, I love Mima, but don't ask Mima, okay? Because Mima will probably never get that letter of reference submitted for you. So ask somebody who is tech savvy, ask somebody who you trust, ask somebody who won't get offended if you follow up with them to say, hey, just checking in to see how's it going. Do you need me to give you any other information to help you, to support you in completing this reference letter on my behalf? And I'm telling you, this is the time to be asking, because you want to give them ample enough time to really sit with it if they need to, and to fully and completely answer those questions on your behalf and get it submitted before February the 16th, because that's the deadline. Okay. For you and for those who will be completing completing that reference for you. Okay.
Right on. Thank you for sharing that information. And I just want to say too, thanks for having this information session because not people do that. So
Oh, we don't. And Natasha, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And those are, oh, thank you for the purple hearts. I'm gonna start crying. Okay, pull it together, Latrina. No, seriously, we do this because I get it. I get it. And if we can do nothing else but ease you and get you the answers that you need, that's what our mission and our purpose is for this call. So again, I will say thank you for being here, because you're taking out of your time to be here with us, and it wouldn't be a call if you weren't. So thank you. All right, Sierra, you got a question for us?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, fire away. Let me
All
find
right.
a gun.
So I'm not a dependent student, but my mother pays my rent because I'm in college, but I'm 39. And my income is separate from her, everything's separate. Would I have to include her income, or am I into the annual income, or do I need to, can I refer to it as just me?
Do you live by yourself?
I live with my mother. But I'm 39 and everything is, I'm not a dependent of hers, but she pays the rent.
I see
So I
what you're
was
saying.
wondering if that made it to where I needed to include her in the household size.
No, you don't. It's, you
Okay.
know, you said you're not her dependent, so that's fine.
No.
That kind of excludes. Normally, what we're looking at when we say household size, it's more like somebody who is cohabitating or married, you know, in a
Okay.
relationship that is kind of
Okay.
coming together. So no, you're fine, just your income.
Okay. And then, okay. I was just gonna say, what year do you need to do the income by? Like what tax year?
23. So if you're
23.
uploading your taxes, because we haven't done 24 just yet. So you would
Gotcha.
just upload your 23 taxes.
Awesome. I got them right here. Perfect. Thank you so
Yay.
much.
You're welcome. All right, Mara, you got a question for us?
Yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
I have a question. So I just relocated to Louisville. I am enrolled in Northern Kentucky University. I'm in a sober living. However, I do not pay rent due to that I'm in a sober living. Will it be okay if I upload the acceptance letter of that I'm through the commitment house?
And so you don't have to pay anything. Do you work? I guess that's probably the better question.
I don't work. No, ma'am.
Okay. And since when has that been the case? So did you file
No,
taxes? Let me back. Did you file taxes for 23?
no, ma'am, because I just recently actually just got out of incarceration.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So this is where, do you get, and I'm getting real personal here, and you don't have to, but do you get like any type of other public assistance? What you're talking in this housing, is it, I'm not familiar with it. Is it something like, I don't know what I want to compare it to, because I guess they're, how do you support, do they provide everything for you?
No, ma'am, they just provide where I live. I have to provide my food, hygiene, pay my own cell phone bill
Okay.
and
So how do
stuff
you
like
do
that.
that?
My cell phone bill, my family helps me. I had put
Okay.
that on there.
What about food?
I get food stamps.
Ah, ta-da. There you go. It asks if you're not working, are you SNAP eligible? All
Yes,
you would
ma'am.
need to do, Mara, is then provide your eligibility letter, like where you
Okay.
it says that you were eligible for SNAP.
Okay.
So just
Okay.
go find that letter that, of
Yes,
course, it
ma'am.
has to have your name listed on it now. And you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
upload that, because if you get like TANF, SNAP, anything like that, governmental assistance, that automatically qualifies you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And that's
Thank
for
you.
anybody else on this call. You're welcome. Again, whatever your income is and however you're, able to maintain and sustain yourself, you just need to provide some documentation as to what that looks like. So thank you for asking that question, Mara. Yes, yes,
You're
yes, yes.
welcome.
All right, Latrina, we have a question. It says, is there a number of people the foundation will choose for this grant? Meaning, is there a maximum you will choose from?
There is. So each year, our number that we can choose for the upcoming year is based off those that we have that renew. If you don't know, our grant again is unique in being that it is unrestricted, which means that our grant can be used in whatever best way you see fit, and you're able to renew this scholar grant up to 5 years. So let me give you a whole number. We provide 225 grants this past year. We're going to push that almost to 300 this year for this upcoming 25-26 academic school year. So let's say 150 renew. That means I have space for 150 new applicants, okay? So just know that number is based off the number of current scholars that we have to renew. We will not know who is renewing actually until the application cycle is closing. So it works hand in hand. So that way, when it closes, when the application cycle closes, we have now verified the students that are already, the scholars that are already with us, who is eligible as well. Okay. So I can't give you a concrete answer, but I just kind of gave you a number, an even number, so you can understand how it could work in the event, we have half of them renewing. That will put the other half available to be able to receive, to be potentially awarded. And I'm going to say this because, as the kids say, I like to keep it 100. Okay. And I do not 100, 100. That's what they say. They say 100. Okay. So somebody put 100 in there for me. It is very competitive. And this is why we take the time out to do this call with you, because we want to make sure there it is. 100 deaths floating in the air. Thank you, Tiana. And thank you. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Horline. Horline, can you give me my refund for Southwest Airlines? Okay, I got distracted, but I'm back. It is very competitive. Okay. So please take your time in this application process. Take it serious. Don't just submit just to say you've submitted an application. Don't waste your time. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're not going to take it serious, oh, and y'all do. I saw it's like I'm preaching to the choir, but just make sure that you're being intentional as you're going through completing your application, because we want to make sure that everybody that's on this Zoom becomes a ranking scholar. You're here with us on tonight, committing your time. So do it. You put in the work. I promise you, I will be able to see you in one of in the orientation. And the orientation is for those who receive the scholar grant. So I want to see these names again because you're here with us on tonight. Thank you for asking that question because I don't know that I would have even answered that. You're welcome. Again, we're delighted and excited to be here with you on tonight to be able to answer these questions with you. Okay, I'm not quite sure who answered that question, but Tina is up next on my rotation list. Tina, you got a question for us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. I don't have any questions, but I'm just glad to be here.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Glad you're here with us tonight. All right, Robin, you're up next.
Good evening, ladies, and thank you again for hosting this event. It's very informing. So my question is, I have a son who's 24. So he just works part-time. So I don't claim him on my taxes, but he would be like claimed under like the FAFSA stuff. So do you think that that would qualify me as a dependent of 3?
If he doesn't, so are you providing care for him? I guess that's where I'd probably need to go.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Well, and even if you don't, claim him, does he provide any assistance to you?
Oh, no.
Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. I would probably say no. So that way you don't there isn't a discrepancy. So say for instance, if you say there's 3 and then we look at taxes and you only have 2. So where's this other person coming in at? So I would suggest and recommend that you stick with a 2-person household. Okay. And I'm assuming that they're under, age and you do file them.
Correct. I have a young daughter and I have him as well. So I have another one, but I'll wait till round 2.
Awesome. Great question too. Thank you for asking that. All right. My Southwest Airline personnel, are you on the call or are you able to come off? And is it Horgline? Because, I'll jack up a name so bad. Oh my goodness. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. And if you can, I see in there, you said, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. So if you have a question, just put it in the chat and we'll get it answered. Ooh. She said, yes, hi. All right, you stay on afterwards so you can get my claim pushed through. Now I'm being silly. Ooh. Louis, I'm not even Mia. I don't know. Liudmila. Help me. Pronounce your name for me so I don't butcher it anymore. It looks like you came off mute, but I can't hear you. If you got a question for us, put it in the chat. Tiana, do you see a question in the chat from? Yeah, if you can chat with us. I don't know that I see that it's connected to audio. All right. Again, if you do, just put it in the chat for us. 267 number is what I have that's showing up. Do you have a question for us?
Okay. Hello, perhaps it's me, Ludmila. I use my phone. Sorry, I have to use both my laptop and phone because the phone was the first. It's me 267, but my name is Ludmila Manjiva. I would like to say thank you very much for such awesome opportunity to participate in the Zoom webinar and learn new. It's completely new to me, and I would like to apply. Yeah.
Okay, so Tiana, can you drop in there again the website for you to get in there to apply? Again, I shared the screen. So if you would click on that link now, rankinfoundation.org, and if you will go up to where it says Scholar Grants, and just checking what state are you living in? What state do you live in?
As for me, I work part-time, but not it is like regular.
No, what
depends
state?
on the day. Still
What state?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Pennsylvania,
So,
PA.
okay. Are you 35 and over?
Older, yeah.
Okay. So which means you would need to apply or complete the survey for the National Scholar Grant. So there's like a little survey that you can do. And then once you see that you qualify there, then you can proceed to the completing the application. And how you get going with the application is just you click on step 2 and then you create you an account. We use the Submittable platform. That's where the application is housed, okay?
Okay,
So
thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Eleanor, welcome back. Do you have another question for us? We're going back around. Okay. I'm moving on really fast. Francia, I'm back to you.
Hello. Yes, I have a question.
Oh. Go ahead.
So for my tax returns for 2023 is going to be drastically different from, I guess, like 2024 taxes. So would I be able to submit my 2024 tax returns?
You can.
To show a more accurate income?
Yes. And so this is where I would say make sure you've done everything else if you're going to wait. And then, of course, being mindful that you would need to almost file just as quickly as you get your documents, because the deadline to submit your application is the 16th of February. And with most jobs, you may not get those W-2s. I think the date is required like that last day of January for them to have them out. So it kind of gets a little iffy, as to when you get your W-2s and you can get your taxes filed, and making sure you're going to be able to beat the deadline. Okay.
Because I didn't know this part, but I did submit it already. So I'm still within like the parameters, but it's like there's a big drastic difference of what 2023 taxes versus like 2024 taxes. So I don't know
do
if
you qualify?
Do you
still
me, like with
can you check that to see if she qualifies?
I still qualify.
Well, as long as you qualify, don't stress yourself. I don't want you to have to go back. If you've submitted, we want to leave it there, because Francia, I don't even want to get into the headaches that we can run into. So Tiana, if you can check her just income wise to make sure she's good, and Tiana can chat with you since you've submitted. Now, for those that have not submitted, we can't see anything. But since Francia has already submitted, we can see that information for you. So Tiana will chat with you here in just a second. All right, Toya, we're back.
Yes. I received SSD, and I wanted to know, for the income verification letters, how current do they have to be?
Within 8 months.
8 months, okay.
Yeah. So, and then, most of the time you only get that once a year. So if it's at the beginning of the year, that's totally fine. Because most of the time your income doesn't change until the new year. So whatever your most recent letter. So that one is we normally, like other documentation, like transcripts and things of that nature, we say within 8 months. But for that, it's pretty much the same until it updates for the new year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Natasha, we're back.
Sorry, I was trying to find the mute button. I don't think I have any more questions. So if I didn't qualify with last year's taxes, but I just lost my job, that still would qualify me.
If you just lost your job, do you have the separation notice?
Yeah.
If you have the separation notice, what we recommend that you do is whatever your income. Are you getting unemployment?
No, not right now.
Okay. So again, same thing. I think I shared with somebody else earlier. How are you supporting yourself? That's where you kind of need to always go. If you've lost your job and that income is no longer valid, it's a moot point for you to put it on there. And if you don't qualify with income, however, you don't want to leave it blank. Let me just put it that way, because now you need to be able to verify something. How is it that you're taking care of yourself? If you're cohabitating, that means now you got to depend on or get your significant others' incomes to be able to verify it, which means they would need to be added on there as, you know, a household person, as a household number. So yeah, just make sure that whatever you submit or whatever you say, you verify that. Okay. If you say it's 5 in your household, how are you verifying that? If you say you make $35,000, how are you verifying that? Okay. And it needs to be current documentation to be able to do it. Now, separation letter, where it gets even trickier, Natasha, and I like to be real clear. If you say your expenses are $1,000, but you don't make no money, somebody in an emoji make that make sense to me. How can you have $1,000 in expenses but no income? Can y'all help me figure that one out?
I mean,
I don't.
just don't pay our bills, right?
Huh?
Yes, we just don't pay our bills until
Well, that could be the case, but then you're gonna be homeless. You can
I
only.
yeah, I've been here before.
Ooh, yeah. Listen, Natasha, I'm sure probably all of us on this call have been there at one point or another. Francia, I love it. Love the energy. Okay, Coraline. Caroline, she said, please let me say something.
I'm so sorry. I heard you said Southwest Airlines. I'm like, it's talking to me, but I'm sorry. My apologies. I actually missed quite a bit of the beginning of the call, the Zoom, because my audio had a glitch, so it wasn't working. So I didn't really hear much of what you ladies were talking about. Um, but I would like to say that I did submit my application in, and both of my recommenders did submit theirs in. So I'm just like in fasting and praying mode, just asking the Lord to guide and intervene on my behalf. So I've never heard of you guys, and I am so grateful, so appreciative of the work that you guys have been doing for so many people, mothers, single mothers. I'm a single mom, and I've come a long way. And I'm just overwhelmed and thrilled to be a candidate, a possible candidate to apply. And so I just wanted to come on here to thank you for just being hope for so many people, you know.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
that. Thank you for
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. And kudos to you for not only submitting and getting the letters of rec in. All right, you got to give some of these folks on the other call some tips for that. Because
I'm
I
gonna
can't
come
remember
on every Wednesday.
I love it. I love that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it
But
was one of my
again,
professors, my humanities professor,
okay,
and one of the directors from the shelter that I used to live at with my two girls.
okay,
And I've known her for longer because of the transition from the shelter to getting housing. And she basically saw my growth, saw my transition. And
wow.
she finally submitted her letter this morning, and she emailed me and said, Orgleen, I sent it in, and I'm grateful. She's excited more for me. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm excited. I'm truly excited. I really am. And much of luck to all of you ladies. Just know that God is able, God see your situation, and there's nothing too hard for him. You just have to keep the faith.
That's it. Love that. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for that
yes, ma'am.
inspiration.
Yes.
Okay, Sierra, you got another question for us? We got
Yes,
8 minutes. Okay,
Okay, we got
shoot.
8 minutes. Okay,
Mhm.
so I go to the Evergreen State College, right, in Washington.
Okay.
They do not have grades and they do not have majors. They are a complete and incomplete. I see that look on your face. They actually have a statement, an evaluation week for when we do grades. And there's actually a statement from the professor on my transcript for each class that I take, I think, as well as myself. How do you expect that I should go about making that good? Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. That's why I was like, uh-oh. What
So
should
I've
I
seen
do?
this.
I know, I mean, we do
I've
have
seen this.
transcripts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you get like a pass or fail. What's your grade? What's your grade key? How do they grade you?
Incomplete or complete.
Okay. I have seen that. So do you still go off credits? Do you still do they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So whatever you submit, I want you to go ahead, Tiana, put that the info at Rankin Foundation, because I want to put my eyes on it so that it wouldn't be when you submit, because guess what? The reviewers are going to now come back to me. So I want to make sure I have my eyes on your transcript. So if you will email us over, Sierra, your transcript, so I can look at it, we'll reply back. We'll reply back and say, yes, this is good. We got it, and move forward. Okay. So thank you for asking that and getting clarification. I appreciate that question this evening. But I have, to answer your question, we have seen where it's either like a pass or fail. So depending on the school, I think the main thing Sierra and everybody else is on is that your school is accredited. That's what matters. You know, we're not going to get caught up, and we're not going to disqualify you based off how they report your grades. That's not, we don't want to get in the weeds like that. But we just want to make successful at your classes and that is accredited. So when you leave out of there, you can go land the job that you're looking to land by way of your education. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you
Miss
so
Mara.
much.
Oh, you're welcome. Miss Mara, you got a question for us?
Yes, ma'am. I referring on the letters of recommendation. On the application, it asks for their name, number, email, and the relationship.
Yeah.
Now will they email the persons and they respond on their end?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, so that's all I have to fill out is that information.
That's all. That is all. Great question. And I'm going to beg, please make sure that email address is correct.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I'm going to beg you to follow up with them to say, hey, just wanted to make sure. As soon as you hit send, it's instantaneous. That email goes out. Okay. If they have not received that within a minute, because it shouldn't take that long, tell them to check spam, tell them to check junk. And if that's the case, write down this info at Rankin Foundation, because you need to reach out to us like immediately, because we need to just verify that the email address is correct. And again, I'm going to be honest with you, some of them, if they have some strict firewalls, it just don't get through. So just know you want to follow up. Please follow up with the letters of rec. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was about to sing 6 minutes, but it's 4 minutes and Dougie Fresh were off. So Tina, fire away. Tina.
Hi. I'm still good. I don't have any questions.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Robin, you're welcome. Robin.
That answered my question. I had a question about the letters of recommendation as well. So
I'm dancing because we're winding down. Luda, you're gonna be Luda. You know the rapper Luda.
Yes, hello, it's me again, 267. I would like to say that I work part-time, but it is not every day. It's not 20. It depends where. Really, I know several languages, and I try to protect the country after getting my citizenship. We train military personnel, but it depends on the situation. That's why I do not earn enough money. That's why.
But do you file taxes?
No, I didn't apply yet. I'm doing my role play job.
So do you have citizenship? Are you a citizen?
Yes,
okay,
I'm a role player. We teach military personnel different situations. they will be deployed abroad.
I
It is
got you.
not permanent job. It depends when they need our help.
Okay, so how do you get like a pay stub when
Yeah,
you
I
do
have.
work?
Yes, I have. I applied for taxes. I did my taxes 2023,
Yes.
and I will apply, and what is necessary, I will
Okay.
fulfill the documents. That's
So
why.
you're good. You're good if you did your 23 taxes.
Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
did because it's the law. It's necessary, but it is not enough, really. Yes, and doing this job, it is not enough for me. I'm
Okay.
with my fiance, really. He supports me some way, what he can, but
Okay.
we cannot afford the house, really, or apartment to rent. It is
Okay.
still
Are
for
you in
stay.
school? Are you in school?
I would like. I'm not
Okay.
yet.
So
That's
you
why.
have to be in school. I don't want to, because I don't want to waste your time, but I want to make sure you're aware of what our requirements are. You
Ah,
have to be in school already,
okay,
or you
okay.
have to already be accepted to
Ah,
even apply.
okay, I got you. Thank you, Latrina, for your clarification. Because
Yeah.
I thought that it is like government support, like
Yeah. So
stuff.
if you're not in school and if you
Okay.
don't have an acceptance letter, you wouldn't be eligible to apply.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. All right. First, I will choose the school, then I will apply.
You would have to apply. Yes, ma'am. Correct.
And it
Okay.
does also have to be your first time attempting an associate or bachelor's degree.
It does.
I have my from home country. Yeah, I have. I graduated. I'm a linguist, really. I'm a self teacher. I'm TEFL teacher as well. I can teach English, but
Do you
it's necessary to have American education. That's why I would like to study. Like,
I see what you're saying. But
yeah,
if you already have a bachelor's, if you got it even from your home country,
yeah.
that would still make you ineligible. Now, if you don't have a bachelor's and you apply and get accepted, then you could apply for
Mm,
ours. So it's
o-
certain parameters. Okay.
so
We were
I
at
could.
1 minute. Luda, Luda. I'm finna play a Luda song to close us
Okay,
out.
okay.
Tiana, find us a
Appreciate,
Luda
like.
song. Now I'm being silly, but
So
I know
I
I'm being
will be able to apply. All right.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
ladies.
And I think Luda, is that the 267 is you because you said you
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
use.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. Because
Okay.
I
All
began with
right. Do
my
we have
phone.
one last question? Because we're at
Thank you.
8 o'clock. Tiana, get me a Luda song, a bumping
Thank
one.
you. I will apply.
Okay. I'm
Thank
for
you.
real, Tiana. I'm not playing. I'm serious. So we can close it out fresh like that. Fresh like that. All right. No other final questions. Going once, going twice, gone. Now I know I'm being silly, but I'm serious. The award amount, okay, Horline, thank you. She put it in there. Do you award the amount based on the need of the person or is it amount for all? Same amount for all. It's up to 2,500 annually. And let me just give you quickly how we break that down. It's dependent upon if you're full-time or part-time. Our full-time status is 6 or more credits. So a really different from school because most schools consider full-time 12 credit hours. Ours, because we get it. You're working, you're doing multiple things, you have wear many hats. If you're taking 6 or more credits each semester, that's considered full-time. So it's 1250 for fall. We normally disperse in the fall and in the spring. Okay. So 1250 in the spring if you're full-time, and then 1250 in the fall, and then 1250 in the spring if you're full-time. If you're part-time, less than 6 credit hours, it's 1,000. So that's why I say up to 2,500 annually, and it can be renewed. Great question. We did not answer that in this call. So again, I want to thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We've been able to get around, I think 3 times it was, which is amazing. Just know that we are here every Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel, doing what we do best, answering your questions to make sure you don't have any and you feel confident in submitting your application and getting not only submitted, but hopefully us seeing you in that orientation with your name on there as a ranking scholar. So I want to say good evening to each of you. Thank you for joining us. Tiana, you get us a song? Let's go.
did.
Close us out, Tiana. And then we're going to have a dance party. Dance.
Yep. Yep.
Just a
It's
little
probably gonna
muffled.
get, yeah,
I know.
it's gonna get a little.
That's the dance off. Y'all didn't know we could dance. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening, and we hope to see you back on next Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye for now.
you.
You're welcome.